This perp back with another video, and I just got done checking out episode 4 of the scariest horror movie moments of all time. These are numbers 62 to 50. We're getting close to the top 50 starting next week. I'm excited. Let's talk about this episode because I thought this episode was okay. I think I had a little bit more fun with last week's, but they started off with A Quiet Place, which just kind of surprised me. There's a lot of like newer type of movies in this episode, which I was kind of surprised at. But I really liked A Quiet Place. The scene that they picked was the scene of the little boy getting snatched up by the monster. I thought that was really effective. I really like A Quiet Place because it just reminds me of like a modern day silent film. Next one really surprised me. The Autopsy of Jane Doe. This movie is really freaky. And that's why I say I'm surprised that this is on the list. But I feel like it's pretty effective. I can see some people being like, huh? How's this high up compared to everything else? I think people could have probably put this movie somewhere in episode 2. To replace some of these other movies. Next is another movie called Phantasm, which I've heard the title. I've never watched these movies. I think they have like 5 of these movies. I've never watched it, but I keep hearing in different circles about how dope these movies are. So maybe I have to check these out. It's really interesting and just, I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to kind of look into. Now this one, Juno, The Grudge, the OG Japanese version, fire. I even like the Netflix one that came out not too long ago, which was really messed up. This was really dope. This is, I think, one of the movies that put like the Japanese horror genre on the map, or should I just say Japanese horror movies on the map. Before that, you had Audition, which I don't know if that's going to make this list. Then we got When a Stranger Calls. I remember watching the remake. I remember certain scenes from the old one, like Have You Checked the Children? Like I know that. Shouts to the horror show, like they always have that in their intro and stuff like that. Really dope stuff. Interesting scene, like just the whole isolation kind of horror concept, like you being all alone or just being a babysitter. And you get a call from this dude saying, like, have you checked the children? It's really eerie and creepy. And I think could definitely kind of give somebody some goosebumps or kind of scare the shit out of somebody. Next, we have Black Christmas. And now, I didn't know that the same guy that directed Black Christmas directed A Christmas Story. Wow. That's just kind of mind-blowing. And, I remember watching Black Christmas, the '06 one, way back when. I don't really remember watching the original. Maybe I have to go refresh my memory. I definitely want to go check that out. Hopefully Shudder adds that. I want to go check out a lot of these different movies that Shudder has. But Black Christmas is an interesting choice. The next 2 films, one being Jacob's Ladder. This is another one that I've heard about, but I've probably never seen. They picked like this weird like dancing scene. Really interesting. It was really weird. It makes me want to kind of check this movie out. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Should I check this out? Jacob's Ladder. Another one that doesn't really seem like a horror movie, but just the concept or just the premise is definitely horrific, where the premise is like, what if a nuclear bomb hit like I think it was Britain or something like that. Really interesting kind of concept. I don't know if this would be a movie I would want to check out, you know what I'm saying? But if you've seen this, let me know how you guys feel about it. Next one is a werewolf movie, The Howling. I definitely remember watching this like probably once when I was younger. Don't really remember it as much, but the scene that they showed was really kind of effective, and I like the look of the werewolf, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard to kind of get a really dope werewolf design. Geralds Game was the next one. Another surprise that I didn't see being on this list, but if you haven't seen Gerald's Game on Netflix, definitely go check this out. This movie was creepy as all hell, and I feel like a lot of people are kind of iffy about this because it's Netflix, but it's also a Stephen King adaptation, so what could go wrong? But this was really dope. Next one we got was Misery, which I just watched this with a couple of homies of mine. Shout out to BG and all them. You know what I'm saying? We watched this, and Kathy Bates, man, amazing, amazing. And I can never watch the scene of the sledgehammer like breaking his ankles. Like, that stuff just really fucks me up. Then we get Frankenstein, which really dope movie. Really iconic. Just that line of, "Oh, it's alive, it's alive." You've heard that throughout pop culture, and just, it goes to show you how influential horror is, bro, and just how innovative it's always been since the beginning and since its inception. Then they end things off with A Nightmare on Elm Street, which I'm okay with. Nightmare on Elm Street being at 50, because rewatching it, you appreciate it for what it was, but I still like those other movies like Dream Warriors, and I like Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5, until it got kind of goofy and stuff towards the end. Overall, though, this was a solid episode. It was okay. Not as, chilling as last week's. I think last week's was a little bit, it had a little bit more to it compared to what they picked in this one, which is kind of weird. It should be getting better as the episodes go along. I'm not disappointed. It's because, like, I don't have any real attachment to a lot of the movies I haven't seen, so I could definitely see some people being pissed off about this list and say, like, yo, this list is kind of bullshit. But I will have to say that I think it's going to be make or break when we get into what is at the top 50, starting with A Nightmare on Elm Street. So where is everything else going to land? I really doubt that we'll see a movie from 2020 and up, or something current that just came out. But let me know how you guys feel about this episode. Was it kind of mid? Did you enjoy it? Or have you not seen any of these movies that they have listed? I don't know, man. Till next time, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.